Over West Side, everybody know everybody, right? I got nothing but love in my heart for West Side niggas, nothing but love.
Live from Detroit, live from Detroit, live from
Pink suits with hats to match, big crocodiles and Cadillacs. You looking for the fattest sacks? This is where it's at. Windows tinted, seats fully reclined. Keep the hands on the burner, cause niggas know that it's money on their mind.
Yo, what up, though? It's your man Jay Johnson, aka the tinfoil hat titan, aka the conspiracy realist, aka the technology snob, Steve Jobs Jr. Don't text me with your green bubbles, aka I only debate my equals, everybody else I teach. Also known as Juice, because all the hoes say J.U. Ice, Young Caesar, because you know you can't roam without me. Mr. If you don't like me, fight me. I got kicked out of Noah's Ark because they couldn't find another animal just like me, aka the West Side T'Challa, the new leader of Wakanda. Don't debate me.
Debate your mama, nigga. Debate your mama, nigga.
I am the best there is, the best there was.
and the best there ever will be. What up?
What up, doing? It's your man Dame Gone Wild, the West Side Landlord, the Pride of PA, High Chief Dame Don't Fuck Around, the liquor store legend, the corner store conquistador, your mama's favorite Dame, and the David Ruffin of the Shop Talk Podcast, because you know who the fuck they came to see. Not you, Otis. Is no better than these four letters. Thank God for Dame. And if you speaking on Dame, you better say it nice. And if you don't put the boss in front, then bitch, you not saying it right. The Honorable Judge Boss Dame and this bitch all rise. I am a motherfucking black belt. And it's time for the motherfucking Kumite. Let's go.
You debate your mama, nigga.
Yo, welcome back, Shop Talk.
This type of shit is what happens when we're not sitting right next to each other. You just think you can go off script.
Shop Talk Podcast, episode 460.
On you hoes. All right, man. All right.
Yo, welcome back. What's up, nigga?
What's up, man? What's up with you?
You a Philadelphia Eagle fan, dog?
For the Super Bowl, I will be. I want to see my nigga Saquon. I feel like this is his year. Offensive MVP of the league. I want to see Saquon win it. I'm not necessarily a huge Eagles fan, but my Lions didn't make it. So, I mean, if I have to roll with a de facto team, I go with Philly. And I had an old Philly throwback. I was
Who jersey is that?
Jerome Brown. He played on the D line with the Minister of Defense, Reggie White, back when they was both in Philly.
Man, I only remember Reggie White with the Green Bay, right?
Yeah, he started in Philly first.
Yeah, I mean, not saying he didn't.
Yeah, no, I get you. He had his he had his most definitive years, I guess, playing for the Packers. That's when he won his Super Bowl. But
I'm trying to figure out when I became a football fan. Like by default, you like the Lions because you like Barry Sanders. You feel me? But like I don't remember when I like started like actually like watching the games and like liking them. It must have been around the Randy Moss when Chris Carter and Randy Moss was in the league at the same time on the around that. I was around that age range, not specifically the team, but
that's like high school. That's like high school.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I probably fell in love with football real young, probably by like 7, 8. Because I remember my god brother played for the Broncos, and I remember going to see him play one Saturday. He was like a year or two older than me, and them green and yellow, uniforms always stuck with me. Like I like that shit. And then I started getting real into football. I didn't really play myself till like 8th grade, and I played just like a year in high school. But I love football.
I guess it was around middle school, but my mom, she wouldn't let me play football.
Okay.
We could play basketball, but my cousins, Quentin and Garrett, they was playing, A team, B team, C team, whatever league that was and shit. And she would not let me play football. I mean, I was a really skinny kid. I don't know. She probably thought I was gonna get hurt or some shit. We can play basketball, baseball, outside, 2-hand touch, sideline tackle. You feel me? Like we was playing football, but like I couldn't play organized football. She wouldn't let me.
She wants you in them pads and them helmet. It's a different game, so I get it.
I think I could have been the perfect height for a running back. I was fast. You feel me? I'm like,
yeah.
I probably would have gain weight, like hit the gym or some shit. Like,
You ever seen on TikTok the 37U? You can still sign up for one of them grown ass men football teams.
no,
It's
something
not
wrong
too
with
late.
them niggas. Something wrong with them niggas, dog. Like I kind of get like niggas who want to hoop. Like what you want like niggas who want to play football in they like late 30s. Like something wrong with niggas, dog. Now I know
That shit just dangerous.
I know some semi-pro people. And by semi-pro, I mean they basically don't pay y'all any. But well, let me rephrase that. Some people are semi-pro. They playing like in arena, not arena leagues, but they got like it's
They
something.
they get a little stipend.
Some
Now,
of these
because
niggas
arena,
just clock off work and go down there and play with pads and like clock niggas, ring niggas. I don't understand it.
I got my pads in the bed in my pickup truck because I'm gonna go play some football. I got a game when I get off down at Rouge Park.
That shit weird to me. Like I damn near understand if a nigga want to be a bare knuckle brawler before like, yo, I'm trying to play football. Like what?
At 40, I joke about it, but like at 40 plus, I would have no desire to lace up the pads. Now, what I do have a desire
Oh,
for,
here we go. Let's move on.
that's right,
Let's
that's
move on.
right,
Let's
that's
move on.
right. I threw a challenge out there to Isaiah Bronner, one of Cheyenne's friends, the wrestler that she had on her podcast. You
Friend
might
of
have
the
seen
show.
him, friend of the show. You might have seen him on AEW wrestling before. Like he's a legit professional wrestler.
So
He'll
you
probably
seen
be in
this
the
man on,
WWE one day.
so you've seen him on on the wrestling television program that you watch. You've seen him on here,
Yes,
and for some reason, you think you can do what with him?
body slam him.
But nigga, anybody can body slam anybody.
Okay then.
But well, honestly, I don't think you can body slam him. By the way, 'cause, like, that's crazy. Because, like, I mean, the body slam is a very basic maneuver, but I don't think you can do it.
You don't think I can get him up off his feet?
I mean,
And body?
if he stands there and allows you to do it, 100%. Well, I'm 70%. Yes, you can do it, but no, I don't think you can.
Hey man, I don't know. The spirit moved me this week,
He gonna
and
move you back.
and I felt like I could. And once again, you niggas and your ye of little faith, niggas is doubting my athletic prowess. I'm Dame the Giant. I'm 7'2" and allegedly over 500 pounds. Me and Isaiah Bronner, we gonna collar and elbow lock it up.
No one believes this.
The twins almost got a line on a wrestling ring. I may have a match. Nigga Mania may happen this year.
No one believes
It
this.
may happen. Okay. Okay. You won't believe me till you hear the glass shatter and me coming out the curtain.
We can wrestle. Pause. We can have a match.
Is that what is that how you want to end your career?
That's how we gonna on episode 500. That's only 40 episodes away, actually.
That'll be before the end of the year. Are you ready for the pain that's inside of these hands?
Arthritis?
That's a good one.
Oh no, man.
You ain't never seen me throw these bitches from the shoulder, Jay. You don't want to take two. You don't. And I love you, brother. Even though you don't love me.
I love you, man.
I told you I loved you twice this week, and you
No, you
just
did
straight
not.
ignored me.
No,
I
you did
did.
not. You
Go
did
back and check the text messages.
You did not.
I told you I loved you.
You
And
did
you
one
just
time.
ignored me.
I
you
didn't
ignored me.
ignore you. I didn't respond, but I didn't ignore you. But then when you mentioned it, then I ignored you.
I told you I love you twice, man.
You did not.
At least one good time.
It was one time.
I love you, then a reminder, but you ignored me both times.
Because I heard your voice in the reminder, and it irritated me. It sounded like your apology voice, and I don't like your apology voice. I don't like this nigga.
I said when I sent it the first time, I said this nigga gonna think I'm trolling him because in text it's really kind of hard to tell. I mean, you probably go for the troll 90% of the time. Like that's usually the tone of my text. But you didn't respond back. You hurt my feelings, man, because it was from a genuine place.
You gotta toughen up. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought you had tough skin. So much stuff hurts you. You know what I'm saying? You go around asking so many people for apologies. Like this is not the day we have become accustomed to.
I'm trying to give you all the chance to repent.
I only repent to one man.
That's all. I'm just trying to get you.
His name is. I can't say his name. You know, it's blasphemous to say his name. Actually,
I'm trying to give everybody an opportunity to bend the knee. Because one day,
do I look like Canada? Do I look like Mexico? I'm not a connect. I don't bend the knee.
One day I'm gonna wake up and I'm not gonna be so gracious, and then it'll just be announcement for the revenge tour. You know, and they can come back this summer.
You had a Chitlin circuit tour this last 2 years ago. I didn't go to the show.
Don't worry, a stop will be made out in.
Heard no one showed up.
A stop will be made out in Dearborn to your primary residence.
I don't know who lives in Dearborn.
Exit 9.
Now,
another exit up Dearborn.
Now
a stop will be made out to Dearborn.
They may have to go over to Rosedale Park and to try to find you, but I don't know.
If you want to find me, I'm on PA. All you got to do is go to the liquor store and say, "Hey, I heard Dame around here." They'll let the pigeons go, and I'll know it's time for me to show up. They'll go up top, clap the pigeons, and I'll appear.
Dame just recites everything from every gangster movie and music video that he's seen, and he's built a life around it. You feel me?
Hey man, all I'm just saying, like, just ask around. Ask around.
We did. We even had your friends that you grew up with come on the pod. Well, I'm sorry, it was the live stream. We asked around and we heard.
You know what? They was on the pod. They was on the pod one time.
Oh yeah, they did do the pod.
They did come on to the pod. Yeah.
Yeah. So we asked around and we found out.
They don't know me like that. Nah, they're my brothers. I love them niggas. Yeah. I'm about to see most of them tonight, actually, because they in town. My man Jason, my other brother Jason, his stepfather's having his 60th birthday party tomorrow. So everybody coming in town and niggas gonna start linking up this evening. So I'm gonna go see them dudes later on tonight.
Give or take a couple years. We like 15 years from 30. I mean from 60.
Yeah.
Like that's not even far off.
It's less than 20 years away.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is. Because I look at him now, like, damn, my nigga, you was only 43 when I was 17.
So he your age now.
Crazy.
So that at that point he was you. So yeah, he probably was cool.
We thought he was just old. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We thought he was just
kids look at you probably. Like,
yeah,
come on. I know you've been doing this podcast and people keep walking up to you and saying your name, but like, come on, Dad. It's not a real thing.
I'm friends with rappers. I smoke weed. I have sex with young women. Like, nigga, I'm living.
Damn, that's how you sum up the black experience: debauchery, rappers, and sex. I mean, and drugs. That's like, look at me. I'm famous.
Live and be. What you say? Live, eat, drink, and be merry.
Yeah,
it compartmentalizes somewhere in there.
Yeah, you found some Reggie this week.
I did. I put you on. My man, he was just growing that weed in the sun.
I went to his page and his site. The site was too confusing. I just left.
You know, he said something. And so
seeds. He doesn't sell like the plant. It looked like he sells seeds so people can like grow.
Yeah, you can buy seeds online, and it doesn't have to be like Zaza or Vanilla Kush.
Regular weed.
He said something that made me think about you. He was like, "Yeah, I get a little buzz, but I don't be fucked up like I popped a Xanax, like all that other shit y'all like to smoke."
Yeah, like all I need to put on the seed is like water.
He said water, dirt, sunlight, and in a couple months I got weed.
What a vegan weed at now? You feel me? Because what y'all doing right now is GMO like a motherfucker.
We got a good friend of ours that grows. I'm not gonna put their name out there, but they just grow it the regular way in the ground. They got a little garden outside of the crib.
My brother, a relative scientist with that shit.
Yeah,
making fucking oils and butters and shit. I don't fuck with all that, but
And man, Dwayne
you
gave me
know
some
what he
weed
doing.
one. Dwayne gave me some weed one time. I was stuck. I smoked it with this young lady friend of mine, and we had anticipated the weed to like, get the evening rolling. Nigga, we was done. All,
That's all
all,
it takes.
all, all
Look,
we could do was cuddle.
you make you some THC butter, think you about to make a ham sandwich, nigga. And you wake up 4 days later. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, we was cooked. We
Yeah.
was cooked. I woke up the next day like, I mean, I got to drop you off at home now. Your baby daddy be here for the kids soon.
Yeah, we was in Puerto Rico. We took some edibles and shit. Like I was straight. You feel me? Everybody else was like freaking out and sweating and like being crazy. Now, for all intents and purposes, I think I was 100% normal. I did, however, my mouth started getting dry as fuck. You feel me? I got dry. I was like, you might got some water? Like, that was my only I think my only symptom. But when everybody else is high, you could be acting different, but everybody just so even more different that you seem normal.
You know my theory. When you feel like you got to start acting normal, you fucked up. You are fucked up beyond belief.
But no, I really wanted to be fucked up though. Cause like
You,
I'm not driving. I'm in Puerto Rico. It's a
but that's
basketball
the
match.
thing
There's
about
nothing
it.
for me
You
to do.
you pr- you probably were, and you just didn't realize it. Because I remember one time, I got really fucked up on the show. I don't know if you remember this time.
Which time, Dane?
So remember, there was a time that I had a guest in the studio, a young lady friend of mine,
Yeah.
and she was feeding me candy the entire show. That time I was fucked the fuck up. And she told me, she was like, don't do that edible before the show. And she like, you get really rude with me when you do edibles also. I was like, nah, no the fuck I don't. So
No,
number one.
no, bitch, I don't.
Number one, I got super rude with her. And this week was her birthday.
Did you
Shout
buy
out.
anything?
I won't discuss that. This week was her birthday. I did send her a happy birthday text.
Okay.
Secondly, I was fucked the fuck up, was rude as fuck to her, and she stayed up there for 2 hours, fed me candy, and led me to believe that we were gonna go home and do the hokey pokey. And because I was so rude, she just went home.
You make bad decisions today.
But shout out to her. She's one of my favoriteest people in the world. Shout out to her.
You can be known to make bad decisions. I'll say that.
Yeah, my life is a collage of bad decisions.
It
It
don't
is.
gotta be.
I kind of like it. Spicy. Now, I do want to make better decisions because I was talking to a friend of mine and she was like, what would your ideal life look like? And I kind of like started describing it to her. She was like, nigga, that's really attainable. You just got to be like, you got to lock in with a
Intentional.
woman and be like a decent person. I was like, that's the hard part. It's the hard part. But
Yeah.
I done gave up on that getting married shit. God gonna have to, you know, puzzle piece that thing together. I might be a bachelor to the end. I don't know. I don't want to be. I
Uh,
don't want to be.
you always want to talk about ye of little faith. And there's another saying that faith without works is dead. So if you're just waiting for somebody to come drop a miracle in your lap, you gonna be waiting for a long time, my nigga. For sure.
I'm waiting for her to walk through the doors of starters, 5'8", thick as fuck, long hair,
What
and
did
just ready.
Tupac say? God bless the child that can hold his own.
I
Yeah.
don't see how that correlates.
Well, God don't want no fucking losers, dog. You better get some motion, and then I'm gonna assist you. You feel me?
I am the motion. I am the motion.
Okay.
I'm the motion of Shop Talk. I'm the
Oh,
motion of This Week in Culture.
okay.
Views from the Thick. What was Verge podcast? I was the motion there too. Shit. All right, I'm done.
Savory antics.
Yeah, Unsavory Antics. Motion there too. Lead and Be Legendary. Motion. I can't. Oh, Connected Experience. Highest rated episode when Dame is on. Motion. I can go on and on, but I let my people breathe. I let them breathe. All right,
Anywho,
now I'm done.
man, how was the week, dog?
Hey man, week was good. I want to shout out to the homie Pharaoh, Raphael Wright. He invited me out to this project that he's spearheading at the Hyatt Healing House in Highland Park. Is catered towards like men's health. And I don't have the information next to me, but I did post it on the Shop Talk story, and it's on the neighborhood grocery store story, and it's on the neighborhood grocery store page. It's a post, and it's about pretty much health for men. It's centered towards fathers, but it's really open towards any men. And they had like their first like kickoff sort of roundtable meeting. It's a house out in Highland Park that this young lady who runs the house, uh, she says she acquired the home right before COVID, and she fixed it up, and it was her dream to fix this house up with her father. But unfortunately, during that first wave of COVID, before like we really knew what it was, unfortunately, he passed. So she took it upon herself to finish redoing the house, and they focus on the total healing of a person from, traditional medicine, holistic medicine. They do chiropractic services there, manicures, pedicures, massages, and there were a few young ladies there offering services where you can get like a physical and get all your lab work done for free.
Mm.
Uh, Chef Dunny catered it. He had some soup there. Rafa made some vegan cornbread. So you know me, I am a fucking carnivore. So I was hungry as shit when I got there, but I was expecting maybe like a little finger food or something. But
Humans are not carnivores, though. I know, but we
we
not.
should we shouldn't be. So when when Pharaoh was like, "Hey man, Dunny made the soup," and I'm thinking to myself like, "Man, I don't want no vegan shit." That's what I'm thinking in my head. But every time
I'm gonna say, have you had his shit before, right?
I've had Dunny's food several times, so I know it's good. But he was like, it's like a black bean soup. And I was like, man, I don't want no fucking beans. Let me tell you something. I must have ate 4 motherfucking bowls of that soup. Plus now I saw that vegan cornbread. I'm like, I like my cornbread, like light skinned women, yellow, a little brown around the nips. And that cornbread wasn't the color that I was used to cornbread being.
What
Well,
color
because
was
I mean, it was light, but it wasn't like
it? Was it yellow? I mean, like, what did it look like?
it was more brown than yellow.
Hmm.
If I can give a description of it. But Rafa made the cornbread. She was amazing, and that soup was good as hell. And they went
Like
through like
the main ingredients in all soup is beans, my nigga.
not all soup that got beans
I'm
in
thinking
it.
chili. My bad. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
thinking chili.
yeah. But the soup was delicious. It had celery and some other things in it. But Chef Dunny, shout out to him. He's an amazing chef.
Man,
All his food I've ever
you say you want to come back on the pod a while ago. I just never set that shit up.
We got to set it up. But shout out to Dunny for the food, the Hyatt Healing House, and Raphael. That was like the initial, I guess, sort of come together meeting. But they're going to do some more meetings in the future. And there's some information, like I set up on the neighborhood grocery page. I'm going to be sure to repost it in our stories on Shop Talk as well. So we could, excuse me, get some other brothers out to it. But they were talking about shit that we go through in our age, our mental health, making sure our physical health is good. Get your blood work, get your blood pressure checked, making sure your cholesterol and all of that is in order. And I know I've said it here on the show, like we pay for these benefits every month, and like niggas keep their benefits for the kids and all of that shit. But like, damn, nigga, use them benefits for yourself. Go see a doctor. They were offering free physicals. Go see a primary care, get you a primary care physician, and go. All the shit that I'm going through right now with my blood pressure, my kidney disease, all of that shit could have been preventable. But I wasn't doing the work. I wasn't doing the preventative work to do so. I thought I was healthy. I didn't need to go to the doctor. I wasn't taking my meds because I let niggas in the barbershop tell me them blood pressure pills make your dick soft, and I ain't even want to go through it. And unfortunately, none of that shit was true. You know, the meds probably would have staved this off to some extent. You know, the blood pressure medications, at least mine, don't fuck with my dick. And if they start to, have a conversation with your doctor. They can change up the medication. There's a lot of different things that you could do, but I didn't have the foresight at that time. So I would encourage all my guys to tap in with Pharaoh. Look at the page for more information. Should I plan on going back for more sessions myself?
I mean, this week, we lost Irv Gotti
Yeah,
because to a stroke
due to
too,
a stroke.
and the brain bleed. So health is quite literally what keeps us alive.
Family and health are all you got at the end of the day. That's it. That's all we got at the end of the day.
and sometimes just health.
Yeah.
Even if it's just you gotta be healthy for you. You know what I'm saying? You got the family that you was born with, and you got the family that you were blessed to pick as well. So gotta be healthy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know myself, just being transparent, like when this shit first happened to me, I got down and I was thinking, man, like, you know what, I'm not gonna do this dialysis shit. If God ready to take me, I'm just gonna go. And I remember talking to you about it at one point, and then like something hit me just out randomly. I was in the car with one of my daughters, and she just looked over just randomly out, and it's probably not even random and out the blue. God sent that word through her. And she was like, Daddy, if something happened to you, I don't know what I would have done.
Hmm.
And I was like, damn. Not to say that I didn't have something to live for it anyway, but I was like, I gotta do it at least to be around here for them,
Yeah,
and
sometimes
God.
it's gonna be top of mind. You know it, but it don't be top of mind because so much other stuff get put on your plate, and it's like, to your point, God sent that word through her.
And then, man, I just, I don't tap dance around it. I am a spiritual person. I believe in God, and the Lord has brought me through so much. I could have died multiple times throughout the duration of just this show. And I feel like He has saved me because there's a lot of work that I still had left to do, and my mission wasn't complete yet. And I thank him every day for that. And man, I just hope that somebody out there is listening to what I'm saying, looks to invest in their health and come on out. It's a good fellowship. I met a lot of other good gentlemen there. And the ladies that run the house who are amazing. It was three beautiful young ladies there that kind of have different programs inside of the house. And look, man, just get your health together. 2025 and beyond. How I was talking about my man having his 60th birthday party. Shit, man, I want to have my 60th, my 70th. I want to celebrate all the milestones. I want to be doing my intro at my 80th birthday party. I may not be Dame going wild no more. I'll probably be Dame the great granddaddy. But I still want to do it, and hopefully my people around to kick it up with me. I love to drop an episode at my 80th birthday, and we just we kick it on life or something.
Man, I'm
So,
live, I'm live streaming my 101st birthday, dog,
and
because
man,
that's my last birthday.
by that time you'll be able to jit with your hologram at your birthday party.
I do want to do 101. 100 is the thing, but I gotta do like a
One
victory.
on one is the victory lap. I
Yeah.
remember that.
So,
And man, God is great. We gonna see it. We gonna see it.
man, that is longer. Think about this. Say I'm able to, and I'm blessed with that. That is further away in time than I've been alive now. So
Yeah.
all the quote unquote knowledge and information that I have, if I can double that, when I double that, that'll make me 86 because I'll be 43 in April. That'll give me 86. So at 86, I've doubled where I'm at right now, if not tripled. You feel me? Because you would probably double, but I'm tripling. You feel me? Because that's just how shit go. AI be, we'll be more advanced. You feel me? But
Your retirement home will be fully AI. It won't be no nurse. It'll be a Tesla robot coming to change your diaper.
no, man, I'll still have my 2023 Tesla, that bitch would be a classic. You feel me? Like, nigga, you still got that whole thing? It's a show called on Hulu, came out last year, called Class of '09. And it's about like the future, and AI had kind of took over on some like pre-crime shit. A lot of great actors in that shit. And one of the girls had like a Tesla model, like just like mine, but it was like the old version, and that was like a classic car. And they're like, "You still got this whole thing?" I'm like, "That's crazy!" Like, I literally just bought this car, and then it's like,
you be like, it still charge up.
yeah.
Do you ever think you'll go back to a traditional car? Or are you just gonna drive electric cars from here on out?
I have not driven an electric car. I mean, I have not driven a regular car since I got this one. I haven't even backed no shit out the driveway, and I've literally, it's not been on purpose. It just hasn't happened.
Okay.
And it's kind of crazy. But I will probably get like an old school pickup truck that don't have anything electric in it at all. On some, let me get in this bitch and get away from the monster. I mean, from the man type shit. Because you gotta have a bug out go to. Let me get the fuck away so you can't track me, GPS type shit. I need something from the 80s or the 90s. 2000s technology.
I was out doing some shopping. I was looking for another suit this week, and while I was in the suit shop, I'm leaving out. I made a small purchase, and then I'm gonna go back and get, figure out what I'm gonna do with this suit. I saw a couple that I wanted, but I wanted to look around a little bit. So anyway, I'm leaving out, and this other gentleman is leaving out with me, and he sees me getting my truck. He's like, "How many miles you got on that thing?" And I told him I probably got like 130 on my truck. He get in this 85. He got an 85 Ford F1 Ford pickup. I don't want to call it an F-150, but it's a Ford pickup. Boxed out Chevy. He said, "Hey man, I don't put 380 on this one." He said, "You got a little time to catch up." Hey man, he started that motherfucker up. They got the, that growl that old school cars got. And I was like, yeah, that's nice.
You remember,
and it was clean.
There was a manager or a supervisor or some shit at the place we used to work at. His initials was JP. White guy.
Yeah.
This nigga spread odometer rolled over. He put 1,000,000 miles on that motherfucker. Or 909. That shit rolled over. He got the bottom. He got the ground replaced because his foot has gone all the way through to like on some
Fred Flintstone
shit. He had to get that joint. That's how old it was. And I mean, I haven't seen him in probably about 10 years or so. So I don't know if he still has it, but he had like his mileage rolled over. Like, God damn, 1,000,000.
You treat them good. You get the oil. You keep them serviced. You treat them good. You never know how long it'll last you.
Cause like on some real shit, we don't gotta make no more new cars. Ever. Like we can just fix the ones that we have right now. There might be more cars than people.
Maybe.
Like,
hey man, all I know is I sold my '89 Cadillac to the janitor at my dad's job back when I was in 12th grade, 1999. I seen that man a year and a half ago, and he was still driving my Cadillac.
I fucked up. I wasn't supposed to get my car. And my brain was like, oh, that Malibu I used to have. I'm like, yo, this it. I've never not had a car note. And blah, blah, blah. I had like a year left. And made a poor decision. locked back in for 5 more years. Like
you saw that Tesla, they gave you a good rate on it.
I wasn't even trying to get the Tesla, dog. I was trying to get a Ford Maverick, right? And it was
the little pickup truck,
hybrid. That shit was like 20 grand. You get like 60 miles to the gallon or some shit like that. That was the thing. I read about it in the paper, seen it, wanted it for a whole year. I kept putting in requests and everything. They never had it. So when they finally hit me back, like they wanted like 38,000 or some shit for it. I'm like, nigga, the car 20 grand. You feel me? Like why would I pay? They had
why would I pay double for that bitch?
Because individual dealerships, they do whatever the fuck they want to do. Just like they were doing in COVID. Like the car be at one price and the dealership would sell it for whatever the fuck. So I'm like, at the time, there was like a $7,500 rebate on the Tesla. I'm like, well, if I'm gonna spend that, I can get this. And that, like, my whole goal wasn't hey, let's go get a full EV. I just wanted a little pickup truck because I missed having a truck. You feel me? Missed
Yeah, I
put
feel.
something there and fuck around and go get a and did not do that. I don't know how I ended up where I ended up, but it
I
is what it is.
remember the week before you got it, he was like, I think I'm gonna get me a white girl. And then the next week, I seen it outside. I was like, oh, Jay got it.
Yeah, it's crazy because
Because
that was
y'all used to park in that handicap spot.
that wasn't a handicap spot. It
It
was the
was reserved parking.
it was for building management, and I am a manager in the building. So in my brain, like nigga, I managed the fucking place that I rent out. So, and I'm in the building, so I'm building management. I mean, I argue that shit in court. Like, sir, the sign not specific enough. Okay, it is what it is. But in any event, I do. I want to pick up. You feel me? I need to throw my bags and my rifles and all the other shit. If I had to go out and shoot a deer or some shit, I want to put that bitch in the back. Now, I mean, I can get a cyber truck. You feel me? And then, you know, then I'm out here.
Okay.
I really do want a cyber truck though.
I know.
Like when they,
I mean, God bless it.
when they get
It
the
ain't-
different versions, because the ones they going out right now, that's just too much money for me. You feel me? But when they come back down, when they get the real dry one, that's gonna be around, I don't know, maybe around 60 or something like that, or 45. That's in my range. Now, 100,000, 120.
45, that's the sweet spot. They get one for about 45. I may change my stance.
Yeah, so and by then, no, in a few years, the ones that's out right now, they'll be 45. So now I'm in.
I feel you.
Yeah, man, but Irv passed, man. And
It's crazy.
yeah, and it's I like Irv. You feel me? I know in the last year and a half, 2 years, he got some bad press because of his thoughts or his comments with Ashanti and whatever. But I fuck with Irv, man. He is a legendary talent, in the culture that we talk about all the time. And those years that we reference from like 98, early 2000s and shit.
He ran that shit. He ran that shit.
You don't got Jay-Z. You don't have the version of Jay-Z that we have right now without Irv Gotti. We don't have the version of DMX that we got without.
We don't have DMX at all without Irv Gotti, really.
We don't have Ja Rule, or Ashanti, or like the whole, like it's so much stuff that he had his hands on.
The whole Murder Inc. wave and like
Mariah Carey records. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
Irv Gotti is legitimately an icon in every sense of the word. And him and his brother, man, can you imagine as much dick sucking as niggas do when they afraid of the feds? Oh, them niggas got 98% conviction rate, the feds on you, to go against the feds and a rap beef and win?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Teflon.
Come on, dog.
Not many people can say that shit. Not many people can say that shit. And, as much as he was a staunch executive and willing to, kind of go against the grain, he's an amazing producer. One of my I had to remind myself, one of my favorite Jay-Z songs are produced by Irv Gotti, Can I Live?
Mm-hmm.
Irv produced that song. And I mean, he's produced other countless hits. And he was a part of the Def Jam that I grew up and loved.
He saved Def Jam.
Yeah.
Irv Gotti saved Def Jam. Now you can say DMX saved Def Jam, but it was DMX through Irv Gotti. You can say Ja Rule through Irv Gotti. Like Irv is a certified legend. And I'm gonna say it again. I've said it on this podcast before, and it's a hill I'm willing to die on. You guys have changed history with this 50 Cent shit. This 50 Cent, Ja Rule, 50 Cent verse Murder Inc. Y'all have changed history because it did not happen the way that you think, the way that people say it happened. And we're going to get to 50 Cent later. But 50 Cent did not end Ja Rule's career or end Murder Inc. It did not happen. I understand why you may think that. It's because I don't know, because you listen to the propaganda. But DMX, 50 Cent came out in 2003 with Get Rich or Die Trying. Ja Rule had 2 more albums in 2004 and 2005 that charted, that had big singles, that had the song on it that got 50 beefing with everybody else. Ja Rule did not go away when 50 Cent came out. Ja Rule caught a gun case and went to prison for 2 years. Yeah. And then he came back out and didn't release music no more. But that was in mid to late 2005. He went to prison for 2 years.
And go back and revisit some of them last Ja Rule albums. Blood in My Eye was an incredible fucking album.
It made me a fan. I didn't fuck with Ja Rule before that. And I was a 50 fan at the time. I didn't fuck with Ja Rule before that. I mean, I didn't, probably because I didn't like how he was beefing or allegedly going at it with DMX. And I didn't like the big records was the big records, but I wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Blood in My Eye made me a fan. That RULE album made me a fan. I'm like, oh, this who knew? Everybody else. But like,
yeah.
Who knew? You can't tell. He did not end his career. It didn't happen. And while this was going on, I'm fighting a case with the feds. I will argue this shit with anybody. I get it. I'll bring up articles. I'll bring up stats. I'll bring up Billboard charts. I'll bring up, before everybody collectively hated R. Kelly, the song Wonderful with him and R. Kelly was a giant fucking record.
And quiet as it's kept, 50 Cent has not ended anyone's career. He is the boogeyman. It looks good. It sounds good. He beefs it up. The only careers he's ended are niggas inside of his own team. Them G-Unit niggas.
But the game did that.
Oh, yeah.
The game killed G-Unit with that Stop Lying, Stop Snitching DVD, G-Unit, Stop Lying, Stop Snitching DVD, and 300 bars. It's over.
But I'm saying, artists outside of the camp that he went at, nobody's career ended because of 50 Cent. It's all false.
He didn't end Jada Kidd's career. We know he didn't end Fat Joe's career. We know he didn't end French Montana's career. We know he didn't end Rick Ross' career. Who career you in, my nigga?
Lloyd Banks. Maybe the IRS ended Young Buck's career, but Lloyd Banks, that might be it.
We'll get to this shit right now. I'm not with this.
He didn't end Cam's career either.
Definitely did. Matter of fact, you definitely didn't end Cam's career. You should have, you could have, maybe you could have and should have ended Jim Jones' career, but you didn't even do that. You didn't even do that, right? You had to pivot and name your third album Curtis because that nigga was on Andrew Martinez screaming on you. Curtis! You tried to flip it. That album was ass to me.
He tried to get tough with Cameron over the phone, and Cam was not shooketh.
What's so interesting about that conversation is I felt that 50 didn't start wilding on the phone with Cam. He tried to talk like in a tone where like, you sure you want to, he was like on some, you sure you want to do this, but you did not return that same energy with Cam because niggas is not afraid of you, my nigga. Niggas were not afraid of you.
You know, you've always made a point that like if the Source was in Detroit, Big Herc would have been the greatest rapper alive. Being that New York was the center of all of that and we were not from New York, 50 Cent seems like Godzilla. But to other niggas that's probably in New York, like he just another nigga that run his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not the boogeyman.
Now look, my thoughts and opinions are not the end all be all, okay? But I'm gonna tell you what the fuck I believe happened, only because I've seen people involved speak on it. I've watched interviews. I've looked at police reports. You feel me? Do you want to know how all this shit started, dog? between 50 Cent and Ja Rule and all these
Because he
niggas?
got stabbed up in the studio that night.
But
Or
prior
niggas,
to the reason there was ever even a beef in the first place is 50 Cent was a Ja Rule fan, looked up to the nigga. They his man Slim, or whatever was from Black Hand or whatever. The dude he said, swim switch sides on me. Why you want me to die, homie? That dude who was on remember BET had that like top 10 gangster shit
yeah.
drop. He robbed a bank here in Michigan, in Ann Arbor, by the way. The same dude. While he was in prison, because they just let niggas out and come back at the end of the day. Crazy story. They took him to go to meet Ja Rule, and Ja Rule kind of blew the nigga off. Pause. Like, oh, what up, nigga? And kept doing it. And you can't meet your idols. And he had a beef with him ever since. Now, Supreme and them was in the streets. They was fucking with Irv, whatever. 50 Cent, because you wanted to be a rap star and you wanted to make a name for yourself, you put that song in How to Rob. You mentioned everybody's name, the whole 9 yards, and you halfway snitched on this nigga that was in the street. You talked about some business on wax that you weren't supposed to, and that nigga tried to have you killed. Like, that's it. That don't got shit to do with Ja Rule. That ain't got shit to do with Irv Gotti. You got on the track and said some shit about Supreme that you wasn't supposed to say, and niggas tried to take your fucking head off. That don't got nothing to do with, and this is before the 50 Cent that we know, right? Yeah. So after all this shit, niggas is making, Irv try to have him killed. No, that did not happen. Now, because them was the rappers that are fucking with the nigga that I hate, and my idol over there who told me when I wanted to be friends and want to do records with him. So fuck them niggas. Oh,
that was the definition of whose mans is them. Oh, them my peoples.
Yeah. Also, you find in your estimation, this the nigga, right? And he not even a real thug. He's a wankster. So I got an issue, right? Because now you a wankster the whole 9 yards. Cool. All that shit go out. Every time they niggas had a beef with you, you came on the short end of the stick, my nigga. Like, y'all was in the studio, the lights went out, somebody got hit, poked and stabbed, and there was an order of protection with your name on it against them niggas. That shit exists. I had a knife, you had a gun. Lights went out, I poked you, and you called 911. That's the rap. You know what I'm saying? That was from Black Child. Like, that's the rap. Now, I don't got nothing to do with this. You feel me? If I was there physically and all, whatever. But it just, I heard Ant say this, and I agree 100%. When we was texting, Get Rich or Die Trying ain't good enough for all this shit that this nigga kicking up, dog. It's not enough to keep giving this nigga passes for poor piss ass behavior, man. Like, the second I saw you say that if your son got hit by a bus, you wouldn't have a bad day. When you said publicly that you hate your son, and then right after that, you wrote into a scene of you killing your son on Power, by the way, like, that's not low, right? He physically killed his son on Power shortly after that spaz. Like, that's not low. That's subhuman. I don't respect it. I don't give a fuck how good that first album was. That's number one, right? The shit with Irv, the shit with Meech, like, niggas been running around here screaming big meat, free Meech for 20 fucking years. Meech gets out, and now all of a sudden, this nigga snitching. Who the fuck I tell on? I did 20 fucking years for, my nigga. So this nigga is mad, and he throwing a book at everything because Rick Ross took a picture with Big Meech. Now, I don't know if my math is correct, but didn't Rick Ross have the song BMF in 2010?
I think I'm Big Meech. Larry Hoover.
In 2010,
work.
Right. honestly,
One of his biggest hits.
correct. Honestly, 50, you probably only befriended him and got the BMF rights because Rick Ross's biggest song is called BMF. So on some snake shit, you go buddy, get the rights. You get close with his son. You sent them to classes, the whole 9 yards. Right? We know the fucking story. Like a big brother, a father figure. All for what? Could it made it seem like it was genuine. Little Meech text you like, yo, man, I'm seeing all this shit online, my nigga. You know, I do anything for I give you the shirt off my back. Explain like, yo, what this guy do? This nigga gonna screenshot the shit and put that bitch up, put it up there like a bitch, like a woman. Everybody run around. Oh, you know, 50 Cent so petty. Oh, he's so petty. He's so petty. That's some hoe ass shit, man, nigga. And you can't be a regular stand-up person and co-sign bad behavior because it's coming from a celebrity. Because if that was your cousin, you would be home, you be screaming. I see niggas crashing out on Facebook every day for less than this shit. Oh, I can't fuck with such and such because such and such. This album wasn't that fucking good, man. So niggas gonna side with 50 Cent over Big Meech from Detroit?
First of all, the fact that niggas are siding with niggas that have done all these niggas do is make music. They not your friends, they not your peoples. 50 Cent is not your mans, he not gonna sign you. All these niggas do is make music. You don't know, I don't care how many times you scream out BMF, you don't know Big Meech.
At all.
You don't. This shit now the story of BMF is so ostentatious. You know, it's the shit that the niggas love the underdog story. I made something out of nothing. You know, I lived the ghetto American dream. I was on top. Nobody did it bigger than us. Niggas love that story. But like for real, you don't know shit. You don't know shit about it.
But wait though, you may not know Meech, but if he from the city of Detroit, your family has been connected to BMF for a long fucking time. A lot of niggas have been connected to BMF for a long fucking time. Some of them went to jail, some of them didn't. Like,
but like when you talking like niggas, a lot of niggas that fantasize and fetishize that lifestyle, especially niggas younger than us.
Yeah.
You just weren't there. You just weren't there. You don't know everything you hear is secondhand. I know niggas that was in Atlanta when Meech was popping. I know niggas that have seen it. Shit, Ant talk about it. We know niggas that seen it and was there, but like a lot of that shit is niggas living vicariously through other grown men.
Yeah, like so I use this as an example, and they don't got nothing to do with this. Say Calico, right? The battle rapper. His father was a part of it, right? So all your father's friends and probably your quote unquote uncles that you grew up with has been gang for a long time, more than likely, right? So like speaking on Detroit specifically, because my Facebook and my timeline is full of Detroit shit. Like it baffles me. Yo, a nigga take a picture with my fucking ops. Well, first and foremost, my nigga, I'm an actual gangster. You feel me? You niggas make music. A fucking musicians are mad at me for taking pictures with musicians. It's not your fucking op. Y'all been beefing for damn near 20 years and you ain't never touched that nigga, man. If Rick Ross is your op, who done got shot? Who got killed? Who? This been your op for 20 years and he still
all you do is spin records. Niggas ain't never had no real beef. They said each other's names on a couple songs.
You know where I know where Rick Ross live. Everybody know where he fucking stay. The nigga throw car shows where it's tens of thousands of people at the nigga address every 6 months. He got a car show coming up now. Go to his house. That's your ops, right? Fuck out of here, man. You
see the video of Rick Ross like bring that Lamborghini down here.
Then this nigga gonna post next season for BMF like, yo, what next season? Don't what next season and act like it's because you got a falling out with Meech. Man, that fucking show was ass, man.
That's what I was gonna say. Don't next season like nigga that shit left on a high note and it's just incredible acting. The acting, the story, all of that shit is trash. It's not
that
like you
show is ass. Me and Ant review it. We and Ant review this shit week by week. That first season was good.
The first season, I'll even give it the first 2 seasons. I was intrigued, but nigga, when Lamar came back like Jesus, I was like, oh, okay.
A Detroiter wrote the first season, right? And unfortunately, he got ill and other writers came in. That shit has been ass. The acting is ass. I get it. You pay for Lil Meech to go to acting classes for 2 years. Go back, because that shit is ass. So don't act like, oh, we not doing it because I'm Fallout. No, the shit probably got fucking canceled because the shit is ass.
I knew that show was damn to hell when Carisha was that man's wife.
Oh my God. You
meets with my husband. With my husband.
Meech. Where my hubby at? Oh my God, you killed him. He's dead. Oh, damn, I'm crying. Like, fuck out of here, man. This shit is weak as fuck to me, man. It's always been weak. The shit you doing to Tierra Marie, trying to take her ass to court over some weird ass shit, that shit weak to me, man. That is not no manly shit. Well, you know he petty. Fuck out of here, man. Y'all be giving passes for a whole bunch of weird ass behavior because it comes from a celebrity. So guess what? The next time you make a Facebook post about the issues you got with your auntie, your sister, your baby mama, I'm gonna tell you, you know she petty, right? Get over it, man.
Niggas give passes because there's something about 50 Cent that they see in themselves. They like him.
A whole ass.
That's all it is. Again, something they see in themselves.
That shit weak as fuck. This, you got one hot album. Two of that, 1.5, because the G on the album was straight.
I liked a little bit of the Massacre.
Hated it. I know we talk about that shit in group chat all the time, and I never liked it.
Up through my hood, I keep hearing niggas saying.
It's about three songs on there. But that's a whole fucking. This your second album. Also, you talk all that shit about Ja Rule singing on records, and you sung on 9 records on your first album.
And people often give 50 Cent a lot of grace because you like, I gave all them records to the Game. I gave away a bunch of records to the G Unit album. Hey man, they don't count. That shit don't count. It don't count.
Make them again. Your last hit record was 2008. I Get Money. 2008.
I Get Money came out in 2007. And the reason why I know this, my middle son, Aiden, was born on a Monday. That was the jam of the week on MTV Jams. I woke up early as fuck in the morning banging it. And my then pregnant wife was like, turn that shit down.
Do you know why? You know why it blew up?
Hold on. She went into labor an hour later. And that's why I remember I Get Money. Because my son was born that Monday.
You know why it blew up though? Because at the time I was cool. I was friends with Floyd Mayweather, and on the Mayweather 24/7s when he's fighting Oscar De La Hoya, I kept playing that shit. I Get Money, throwing the money in the camera. Like everybody in the history of everything. That's the highest pay-per-view gate ever. Well, I think Manny Pacquiao and him ended up doing that, right? Like so many people watch Mayweather. It was
on Cinco de Mayo that year. It was Cinco de Mayo that year, and that's where Floyd kind of got that.
That was the biggest.
He kind of got that thing where he like fight around Cinco de Mayo, and then he'll have another fight like around the end of the year.
No, in May, Cinco de Mayo, September 14th is Mexican Independence Day. So that's when Canelo fight each time. So the Canelo versus Crawford fight, Mexican Independence Day, September 14th. Like
they said that Canelo fight ain't gonna happen.
They signed it today. He signed a 4-fight deal with Riyadh season. So
because allegedly they were talking about Canelo possibly fighting one of them Paul boys.
Not happening. They already listed the 4 people he fighting, and they bums. And not everybody not been named Benavidez, by the way.
I'm not going to end my career with Benavidez.
He said he won't fight Benavidez because he talks too much. Like, get your bitch ass the fuck on, man. Niggas be weak as hell, man. Like, that's not the reason. Like, do you understand He said it's too much trash talk. Have you never seen boxing before, nigga? Do you not understand the sport, my nigga?
He fought Floyd Mayweather, who talked trash. That's how he hype up every last one of his fights with trash talk.
Like, have you like? Come on, man, cut it the fuck out. You feel me? Just cut it the fuck out. He about to fight Crawford. He gonna fight Chris Eubanks. Chris Eubanks been washed for 5 years. Like, fuck out of here, dog.
I would rather a nigga just say I just don't want to fight him.
That nigga said I'll fight him for $200 million. Like, nigga, what? You might as well say I don't want to fight. Like,
neither one of you all is worth a $200 million payday.
I tell you what, though, that Benavidez versus Dave Morrell fight last Saturday.
Good fight.
Shit.
Good fight. It was a good fight.
About all 12 rounds, them niggas was going at it. I'm like, nigga, this was what Ken said. That's what Earl Spence versus Terrence Crawford was supposed to be. We didn't get that.
Yeah.
So listen, yeah. All that to say, I'm just shocked that so many people making excuses for poor behavior, for whole ass behavior. It's a character flaw for me, and I see what you will accept. So I'm gonna treat you as such. I'm gonna do shady shit to you and ask you to stand by me.
Look, niggas see some part of themselves in 50 Cent. They can gravitate to it, even though they've probably never been shot, sold drugs, or rap. There's something about that fairy tale story. Niggas, and I will give credit to you, niggas love rooting for the underdog. For some reason, it's
so wild because like
it's the loser spirit inside of niggas' souls.
Which is
Plain
why
and simple.
Which is why I'm going for Kansas City Chiefs to win this year. I want to see greatness. I want to see 3 Super Bowls back to back to back. It's never been done, and especially not done by a black man with a black father, a nigga father
who be getting picked up for DUI.
That's unfortunate, but yeah, he's a real black. You feel me?
Mahomes Senior like to ride around a little more liquor in the car.
Yeah, I don't like that shit though. I don't like that shit one bit. You feel me? That 50 Cent shit is whack, it's lame. All the excuses that people writing dissertations trying to figure out like why it's shit lame, my nigga. That's the proof that money can't unlame a nigga. And soon as Interscope got from behind 50, all that shit went away. He was not the boogeyman. It was always Jimmy Iovine, and it was always Interscope, aka Shady Records, but aka Interscope. That's what it was the whole time.
When you had the biggest machine in the building in hip hop at that time behind you, first of all, hip hop is a business. And if they're investing that type of money and time in you, they're not going to let you fail because like any business, they want a return on their investment.
Until it's time for you to go. AKA Drake. AKA 50. 50 been saying he been pumping up Drake and saying some very questionable stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't got to the level yet, but he been saying some very questionable things around this Kendrick and Drake shit. Did you get a chance to watch the interview that the press that Kendrick did with Nadeska? And
I liked it.
Man, Nadeska's really, really good at her job. She's quite underrated, or maybe she is correctly rated. I don't know, but Nadeska did a really good job in that interview. And of all I was introduced to her on the Joe Budden and Academic show. What was it? State of the Culture?
I think it was State of the Culture because that was like their daily show.
No, State of the Culture may have been that shit he did on
it was on Complex.
Everyday Struggle. Anywho,
we're reaching.
I think it was Everyday Struggle was the Complex show with him and Academics.
Everyday Struggle. You are correct.
Say that again one more time.
It was Everyday Struggle.
Oh, okay.
DJ Academics, Wayno, Nadeska, Joe Budden.
Yeah, so I was introduced to Nadeska through there, and I didn't think I would continue to like. She was a guiding light on that show, and I wasn't irritated by her. I think she does a good job in that journalism space, and I think she walked the perfect line between fan of the artist as well as doing her journalism job. You know, in that sit down, which 100% seemed like a contractual obligation with Apple Music because they put on the Super Bowl. But Kendrick was definitely there. He was definitely present, and he answered all of those questions, and very thoughtful. And I never got a nigga just saying this type shit. So very, very good. I'm looking forward to this Super Bowl performance, dog. In real life, I'm sort of kind of looking more forward to the. I mean, since the line's not there, I'm looking more forward to the performance than the actual football game. That's crazy.
I'm not mad at that. I think this performance is going to be big.
13 minutes, a 13-minute set. I believe they're doing. Oh, side note, did you watch the Grammys last week?
I did.
I watched most of them. You know what I'm saying? On CBS, I enjoyed them for the most part. I did see. Shout out to Sean. He did say something. I retweeted because it's very interesting. It's like niggas pick and choose what year the Grammys mean something. Because like whenever an artist don't win, it's that shit don't mean nothing. But like when Beyonce win, or like everybody fuck with Kendrick, when Kendrick win, it's like, yeah. Like it's either matter or it don't matter. You feel me? So
yeah.
The pettiness in me wanted the diss record to win, cause why not? And I just fuck with that record tough.
Look, man, when Kendrick came up on stage to accept the award, and the whole crowd was singing probably a minor. When they played Not Like Us and everybody was dancing, the camera cut to Beyonce and Blue Ivy bopping to it, and when he came up,
Taylor Swift singing it and raised her glass like A minor. That's crazy.
When they got to A minor and cut the music, and you heard the entire Grammys singing along with it, God, you could have put me on suicide watch, my nigga. You'd have had to put me on suicide watch if I was Drake.
Are you familiar with the podcast The Daily?
Yes.
It's quite literally the number one podcast in the world. I don't know if you know that or not. Like they
did not know that.
Yeah. They had today the beef between Drake and Kendrick on The Daily today.
Okay.
Also, there is a program on Hulu called The Feud between Drake and Kendrick on there. I'm 75% sure they're doing Not Like Us on the Super Bowl stage.
They have to.
I'm fairly sure that that's going down. And the topping it off was when the Grammys week one, all 13,000 people voted for the Grammys, by the way, this year. They voted for that to be the song of the year, record of the year, the whole 9 yards. He swept 5 categories with one song.
Yes.
And then the entire crowd sung the song. I think any stigma about the A minor line on public on national television, that's out the window, my nigga. The test run was on Sunday. And then on the biggest podcast in the world, we put that shit on The Daily, or the most listened to, or whatever you want to call it. And then on Hulu, there's a whole program. And then Sunday we roll it like the most viewed event every year is the Super Bowl in the country, at least. Is the Super Bowl. And Donald Trump said he's going to the Super Bowl. If Donald Trump sings A minor,
come on, dog.
You know we beefing with Canada. Canada had to bend the fucking knee. Side note.
He do that dance.
Side note, if y'all listen to This Week in Culture, and I'm pretty sure I've said on this podcast, I don't like Canada. Nothing to do with this Drake shit. You feel me? It was before this. Nothing to do with this. What's going on? We even named the episode on This Week in Culture "Fuck Canada." Like, I don't like Canada. I have issues with this with that place over there. I don't like it. You feel me?
Canada has issues with me because they banned me from the country back in 2001.
And I'm not gonna pretend that when I saw Kendrick up there accepting the award, I instantly knew that he was wearing a Canadian tuxedo, aka a full jean jacket and jean pants. Didn't know. Have I ever heard the term before? After everybody mentioned it, I'm thinking like I think I have heard that term before, but I'm not gonna act like I knew that. But it's hilarious.
It's hilarious because it was one more diss, one more thinly veiled diss towards Aubrey Graham. They're going to three things that I'm certain about at the Super Bowl that are going we're going to see.
You know what I thought you
Definitely.
were gonna say?
What?
Because you just said it the exact same way. You was like, "There's one thing, three things."
I like where you're going with that. The three things that I plan on seeing at the Super Bowl. I think number one, it should start off with Euphoria. Wherever he comes out of the ground or out of the sky, he should start off with rapping Euphoria. That song that's kind of bubbling up 30 for 30 with him and SZA, that's definitely getting performed.
I mean, him and SZA are performing together.
And then you have to end the night with Not Like Us.
What if he did Not Like Us for 13 minutes?
I'm telling you, man, send people to Drake's house right now. Make sure that brother is okay, because when they drop Not Like Us will be the most talked about beyond the Super Bowl. The Monday morning after the Super Bowl, Kendrick's performance will be on everybody's lips. It's going to be something magnanimous that he is going to do during the Super Bowl, and Not Like Us. You know, I look at like the pop out event was a very niche type of thing. It's for Kendrick. It was really for LA. But like if you're not a Kendrick fan, you probably wouldn't tap in to the whole performance.
Amazon, my nigga. I think everybody was tapped in. It did great numbers.
Maybe. But the Super Bowl is a whole different audience. That's a different type of global audience. Everybody come Monday is going to be talking about that performance, and Not Like Us is going to be the crux of that shit.
I want to know what kind of numbers that performance gonna do, because every time we did, the girls be like, "We're going to the Beyonce concert or the Rihanna concert or whatever, whoever's doing it." But like, I think there are equal enough women and men who want to actively watch the show, the halftime show. There's Canada's gonna be watching, okay, because their boy is gonna be looking to protect the boy's image. I just can't fucking wait, dog. Like I can't wait. It's about to be lit.
Yeah,
I'm happy because it's one of my favorite artists. And yeah, man.
And I just got a feeling we're just gonna get a black ass experience during the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
It's gonna be black as fuck.
Yeah.
And it's during Black History Month. We're gonna get a black ass Kendrick Lamar performance.
Kendrick just kept referencing the culture. I do this for the culture. It's not just rap. This is an actual art form, and I need people to treat it like art form and just respect the culture. And you'll be straight as long as you do it. If you respect the culture, you'll be straight. So there are multiple people who I don't like them weird ass sentences like, "Yo, such and such is invited to the cookout," or such and such and this, right? They're just some people that we just. Here's an example. I be forgetting Alchemist is white because it don't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? Like when I hear Alchemist, I never think like, oh, he's a white producer. It's just Alchemist. When I think about Paul Wall, I don't think about Paul Wall, oh, he's white. It's just Paul Wall. Some people, they don't go out their way to make sure they protect the culture. They just do it. It's natural. It doesn't seem performative. Some people very much seem performative. It very much seems like, let me do this. Not saying they're not genuine people, but let me do this so I can make sure this happens versus I'm doing this because it's just the right thing to do. Like I never felt that way from Paul Wall. I've never felt that way from Alchemist, or there are other artists too. Sometimes if you just protect the culture, you will always be there. No one ain't never heard Paul Wall name wrapped up in some shit. Any other black wife. I never heard his name wrapped up in some shit. And never an off-color comment or whatever, because that's just not him. You feel me? And
He
like
respects the culture.
he respects the culture. Now, Drake, you don't respect the culture. And you black. I'm not gonna act like you not, because your daddy black as hell. You feel me? Your dad black. You don't respect the culture though. And that culture don't got nothing to do with being black. You from Canada. You do not know or respect this black American culture over here and the culture that you've been profiting off of. You don't respect it. You don't even respect it enough to write your fucking raps. But that's other niggas have not done that too. So whatevs. You don't respect it. And it shows. And how you interact with it behind the scenes. That's why everybody was fed up with you. It definitely shows. Respect the culture, man. Culture is common customs, practices, and beliefs. That's what culture is. So, for an example, Detroit culture. There are a lot of Detroit artists or Detroit people in general who wear buffs. That don't mean you're not from Detroit because you don't wear buffs, but it is a common practice, culture. I mean, it's a practice. The way that we read our clothes or the way that you drink or eat or prepare food, some things are from a culture of a particular group that you're in. The way y'all do things over time.
You said it perfectly. Buffs are the quintessential part of Detroit culture. I remember there was a few years ago after Cash Doll and Big Sean did that song together. There was a video of her buying him. She presented him with some Cartier. And if you're from Detroit, that's essentially like a Detroit proposal. We're in a relationship now. If a woman buy you a pair of buffs, she loves you.
But even before buffs, the woods. You feel me? The gold woods, the big frames, a bit like the Cardi has been a thing for a long time in Detroit culture, right? That
And
doesn't
we feel so protective of the culture. Like when the Washington Commanders beat the Lions, it was well known that a lot of those players went to Hutch and bought white sticks and they was wearing them in the locker room after the game. When they beat the
even get
Lions,
played up the
yeah,
dance, like because you disrespecting our culture.
the culture.
Like
For
on
you,
purpose, though. You doing it like not because because
you're
like
mocking us. You're
like
mocking
for an
us.
example, Graham from the Philadelphia Eagles, right? He from Detroit. So when
He
they
does
won
the blade dance.
when the rest of his team was doing the dance, like they not mocking the culture, they supporting their brother who on the squad who let them know.
Yeah.
Y'all did that shit because you in Detroit and you making fun of, like, in spite of y'all. Look at our bus, y'all. Yeah, we doing this. We came in here and beat y'all, then got y'all ass whooped the next week. By the way, but what is? I'm not about to get into it.
And let you try to pull that shit, say from '09, '07 through maybe about 15. Niggas would have pulled up on the team bus with shotties and took them
I mean,
buffs
that's
off your
not
face.
necessary though. You know what I'm saying?
Take
That
them
ain't
off your
necessary.
face. Buff snatching was an Olympic sport around this bitch.
Well, Cardi snatching, because by the time when niggas were snatching Cardi, they were snatching woods back in the late 90s, early 2000s. When Buffs came around, I guess niggas were still snatching Buffs, the original Buffs. Yeah, the original Buffs would still get snatched, but things had changed quickly and niggas started getting murdered. Like, so
Lose your life if you want to.
Yeah.
Touch a nigga face around his bitch if you want to.
Yeah, you trying to grab somebody's glasses, they grabbed your life. It ain't worth it.
Nah.
Yeah, man. So I'm really happy about this Super Bowl performance. I'm happy about the Super Bowl too, but the Kendrick concert, nigga. We talk about
Trump
2 quarters. Bend the knee. Yeah. Yo, listen. 2 things. One good, one fucked up that I'm never gonna support. I like how Canada and Mexico bent the knee. I really do.
Quickly.
Because they was talking big shit, right? They was talking a lot of shit. We gonna do this, we gonna do that. Well, listen up, my nigga. Love them or hate them. I think there's a lot more hate than love. In 2 weeks, that Monday this went down, I secured 20,000 troops to permanently be on the borders. Like I ran on a platform saying I'm going to secure the borders. And within 2 weeks, 14 days, from that Martin Luther King Day to 2 Mondays out, I got Canada to agree to 10,000 troops on the border to stop illegals and stop fentanyl. And I got the Mexican president, who's a Jewish woman, by the way. Ain't that quite strange? Anyway,
It is. The irony of life.
I got her to put 10,000 troops permanently. Got Canada to do 1.something billion in effort to fork up some money and have a fentanyl czar because I want to do all this. Whatever. All right, cool. I think that's interesting that in 2 weeks that got done after they said, oh, we're going to put a tax on y'all too. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because, like, listen, 80% of Canada's imports go to America. Like, America is your biggest customer. 80%, dog. If we stop fucking with you, it's a wrap for you. Like, there is nothing else. Now, what he did say was like, yo, they make 20% of our cars. I would rather do that shit in Detroit. Now, us being here in Southeast Michigan, understanding that the big three, specifically them, as well as the suppliers, it is what runs Southeast Michigan.
Yep.
The plant workers have been getting laid off my whole fucking life. It's been like, yo, they keep closing plants. They because they moved them overseas and across the fucking water too. And guess where else they moved them to? Mexico. You feel me? Like, so worst case scenario, you had to build the cars in Detroit. You mean to tell me all my friends work for the big three, whether they on the line, most of them are not any longer, engineers, all types of different things, suppliers, everything. Like, fam, Southeast Michigan, not just Detroit, Southeast Michigan. So look at that. When you look at that fucking that thumb, this whole area down there, it runs.
It's what feeds our economy.
The state of Michigan don't function without the car industry. It does not. So if you was forced to bring 20% of those and build them here in Detroit, it will quite literally make your life better. Our life better.
Absolutely.
Now we don't need
it will
no
boost the economy something crazy here.
Yeah. Now we don't need no crazy shit to go down. Like, I think the whole thing was like, these niggas gonna bend the knee for sure. Like, it's gonna happen. Mexico, let me see if I got these shits. I think
he was talking about a 25% tariff. And if it's gonna cost you that much, or in turn cost the consumer that much to use or have your product, it's going to cripple your business.
77% of Canada's exports go to America, and 84% of Mexico's exports go to America. So they both rely on us in the US, right? So if we got
we are their economy. We are their economy.
Yeah. So if we have a trade agreement and it's not beneficial, like on some business shit, would you tell the customer that provides 77% of your revenue to be like, yeah, we're not doing that, my nigga. I know you're our biggest customer, but fuck what you talking about. You wouldn't do it, which is why they did. They bent the knee. So that's what I thought was interesting. Within 2 weeks, we figured out some shit, and it took 4 years in the last administration, and it didn't get done. And well, it took 3.5 years because in the last 6 months they started getting their shit together over there. Why it took so long, I don't know.
Wasn't the issue.
Now, what I'm not fucking with under any circumstances is, you hear what the fuck what they about to do on the Gaza Strip?
Yeah.
So Israel, who's been bombing the Gaza Strip since October of last year, basically a year and a half, we just been bombing, ethnically cleansing these people. And now we stopped because of talks, and Trump America's going to go, the U.S. is going to go over there, and Trump on there talking about, I mean, we're going to clean it up. America's going to go in. We're going to take care of it. One of his niggas was talking about this beachfront property or some shit like that. And why would they want to go back? Hopefully they'll go over to someone else will have them. So everything that everybody said was going down, and everybody was conspiracy serious, and it was anti-Semitism to say, no, we're not killing all them people to take their land. They killed all the people and taking their land. So the Palestinians can't go back. Well, why would they want to? It's destroyed now. But nigga, we funded the shit. The destruction. So we gonna go over there and take over it now after we funded it being destroyed? Come on, man. I can't get with that shit at all. That's evil.
We create the problem. We gave you a solution. That is the American way.
That's fucked up, man.
And
that's evil ass shit, dog.
It's evil. And plus, I always, I'm even referring back to biblical, that's a very protected area, even in terms of biblical terms. I just don't feel we should be fucking with that. That's not ours to take over and decide that we gonna clean it up the American way. That's just, it's not gonna work. That is going to cause international turmoil.
I don't like it. That shit evil. But if you said that's what was going down prior to you anti-Semite and you hate the Jewish race, culture, religion, if you said that, but guess what the fuck just happened? Oh yeah, we're gonna take it over and we're gonna make it up, we're gonna build it up. Beachfront properties? What? Nigga, in the Middle East talking about a beachfront property? What?
I'm not with it.
Evil, my nigga. That is evil.
I'm not with it. That's just not evil, with it.
Man. God is not pleased.
No.
That is evil. Can't rock with it. I don't give a fuck. Can't rock with it.
I just feel like there are bigger implications if you try and do that shit. Them people are not. That's gonna cause a tidal wave of. It's gonna cause a mutiny. It's gonna cause a mutiny. I just hope it doesn't happen that way.
Evil, man.
That's all I got. I just really hope it does not happen that way.
Shit is evil, dog. Man, you got a music pick, dog?
I do, but it's gonna be a little unique this week. My music pick of the week is Fat Ray and Black Milk. Now, the song is not available yet on streaming services, but if you visit either one of their Instagram pages, they dropped a snippet of a song called Talcum off of their collaborative album that is dropping next week, Food for the Gods. Again, the name of the song is Talcum, Fat Ray and Black Milk. If you like lyrics and gritty production, it fits like OJ's hand inside of a bloody murder glove. It goes hand in hand. It's an incredible 2 minutes of rapping. Fat Ray is a nigga that's near and dear to my heart. Ray has been a friend of mine since 10th grade at Cass Tech. And that nigga's been dropping bars since we was 14, 15 years old. He's a formidable MC, part of a family that we love to have on the show, part of the Bruiser Brigade. Shout out to JUS. Bruiser Wolf on tour right now. Was in Philly. But again, if you visit Fat Ray or Black Milk's page, you will see the snippet for this song, and it's called Talcum.
All right, whose man's is this? I want y'all to listen to this shit, man.
Told pay child support for a kid that is not yours or go to jail. That was the order the state handed down to a Detroit man.
So today he turned himself in, but here's what happened when 7 Action News reporter Kim Russell went with him to court.
Carnell Alexander walked into the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice knowing in moments he could lose his freedom.
I stayed up all night, couldn't sleep, thinking about it.
Carnell is a wanted man because he refuses to do what the state orders and pay child support for a child that DNA tests prove isn't his. a child he doesn't even know.
I haven't even had a chance to really speak to him except for one time when we took the DNA test.
Nonetheless, right now, under the law, he's a deadbeat dad. Today, he turned himself in to the judge as ordered.
I'm scared because I've been before this judge before.
But this time, he had attorney Cherika Harris, who volunteered to help after seeing his story on 7 Action News. The judge said he will not go to jail for today.
Thank you. Thank Ms. Harris. And I hope that we can resolve this soon.
I'm just trying to help him with his future. Though the threat of jail is on hold, it is not over. Carnell Alexander still owes more than $30,000 to the state for a child that's not his, because the mom wrote his name down because she needed to name someone in order to get welfare benefits.
And I had to put him down as the father. That was the only way I can get the sister.
Now,
I'm almost homeless. I'm almost in jail. I'm out of work.
Like what?
So there's a few. I followed this case because this is an older case,
Yeah, this has been going on for quite some time.
and there's a few things. Documents were sent to addresses he did not live at. Uh, things just kind of snowballed, and unfortunately, in the Michigan child support system, I think it's around the age 11 or 12. If you haven't done the proper steps to emancipate yourself from situations like this, they just declare you the parent. Even if DNA proves that you're not, once a kid gets to like a certain age, they don't give a fuck no more.
That's insane because I wasn't even with the woman. Like, we're not actively together. She just write my name down. She don't know where the fuck I live. You know what I'm saying? She just wrote my name down because I had to put somebody on here so I can get some benefits. So you put my name down, some paperwork, go to a house that probably the house that you used to think I lived at whenever we had sex or whenever whenever, like, this not right. As a judge, how the fuck could you look yourself in the mirror? That old black woman that was up there, I'm pretty sure I don't know the woman, but how would you look at yourself in the mirror after you sentence somebody to jail to pay something for a child that's not theirs? The woman told you, I just put the nigga name down on there. You did a DNA test. I'm not the child's father. I never even signed the birth certificate. Never even seen the kid before. Besides taking a DNA test, how can you feel it is right for you to put somebody in jail for that? That gotta be some unconstitutional shit. Your state law, because I am guaranteed freedom until I commit a felony or some shit, and I should always be free. How can you take away my freedom and I didn't do it? It's no equivocation. There's no, well, maybe if for some paperwork that I could not even have an opportunity to fix.
First of all, why isn't the mother in jail?
For falsifying documents and
fraud. Like it's literally fraud against the government.
Yeah. So all them funds that you got, she got to pay them back or take her ass to jail. This not fair. This is not fair. It's not right. It should not be legal. Do the governor get to sign an executive order? Is that a thing in the governor? Can they do that?
I don't know.
I know the governor can wipe out a conviction or some shit like that.
She can pardon, I think.
Yeah, like what the fuck is this? This is a Detroit person, so all you motherfuckers that wouldn't put some buffs on fucking Big Gretch, why don't you talk to her about this one? Because you can be offended by everything else. How about this?
Be offended by an actual injustice.
Yeah, this is crazy. Whose man's is the judge? And whose man's is this fucking weird ass friend of the court system where this could even be allowed in 2025? Men should have rights too. Men should have rights too. I know we fight for this is not right. This is not fair.
You can have rights, or you do have rights. And I think this is just a case of this thing got snowballed. And I guess you can't be mad at him because, like, I'm not looking for child support papers because I ain't got no kids. Why would I be even concerned about that information when I know it doesn't apply to me or it shouldn't apply to me? Now, as a father myself with kids, I've gone through the friends of the court, through child support, and I've won. I mean, so it is possible to, I don't want to say beat the mother, but to well, beat her. Shit, fuck it. It is possible, but you got to go through different steps. But the biggest difference is I know these kids mine. I know the steps that I had to go through in order to get the things that I want. If you don't know, ain't looking for it, like he's not at fault in this.
What if it's a woman and then put my fucking name? I got a very common name, by the way. What if somebody didn't put my name on a fucking a birth certificate and then they hit you with? I've seen this system fail people in my life multiple times. I can't speak for everybody situation, but I've seen people in my immediate family and circle get ruined by this system. That's legitimately, it's not no weird shit where this your man's and you just trying to make an excuse, but legitimately this isn't right. It don't look right on paper. It don't look right on real life, but it went through and it's not fair.
I remember me and you had a conversation about my child support at one time because I had the kids literally half of the week. And,
If
their
I got
mother
the
was.
children 3.5 days and you got the kids 3.5 days, ain't nobody getting no fucking support. We both equal. I gotta put a roof over their head just like you gotta put a roof on their head. And we split custody 3.5 days. But on some technicality shit, well, we count it by a night. Nigga, 3.5 is 3.5. My rent get paid by the month, not by the night. My fucking mortgage is due on the first. Not with like if you
No
got
matter how many nights I spent at the. And then this my thing is like whether we had kids or not, you would still have to pay rent somewhere. You still have to have a roof and light bills and groceries. Now, I'm not naive enough to say that children don't contribute to those expenses. And me personally, I love my kids. I don't necessarily have a problem paying child support because I understand kids need shit.
when
And by
your kids need shit when they at your house too, though. You
yeah,
feel me? Like everything that they need at their mama house, they need at their daddy house. Like there's like just you need groceries? Oh, I buy groceries too. Oh, you need shoes for school? Well, I get shoes too. Like you need because was however many children it is. I know in your case, but like say they're 7 kids or some shit, right? I have to have a house big enough to support 7 kids, whether they're there the whole time or not. Even if I'm only here on the weekends, I have to still purchase a home that can accommodate all of these kids. Like, why do one get the support and other one don't? If we got to do the same thing.
or better yet, and I will take this page out of the Jay Johnson shit I was right about. If you need so much fucking help, let the motherfucker stay with me. If I gotta supply so much help to your po ass, just let me keep them.
What like that Tyree shit you sent me earlier this
Yeah,
week. She asked for
20,000.
$20,000 a month. Well, goddamn it, if the quality of life is that fucked up over there, then you don't need to have a baby. If we are judging quality of life based upon money, well, I got all the money, so the baby being with me would mean he gonna have a better quality of life. Well, that's not how it works. There's a different formula. Well, formulate that shit on less than $20,000 a fucking month.
And Tyrese said something very prolific in his little rant was that when we lived together and you had complete access to the finances, credit cards, you never spent $20,000 a month on the child. When we lived together and you had access to the funds, why the fuck do you need $20,000 a month now? Why?
So if the in-home caretaker for the kid is that fucking important, how come when a man at home doing it, y'all look at him as less than a man? Because to your point, like when NBA player, his wife is at home taking care of the kids, right? It's such a job. I need half his money. Well, why when a nigga a stay-at-home dad, he don't get the same respect? Because the job is really important, right? It's so, man, y'all know where it's going. That shit is whack. This shit is not. And for this to be a patriarchal society where all the men have got together to keep women down, how come they ain't changed this shit yet then? if men run the whole society and divorce impacts men financially more and child support impacts men financially more, how come the men didn't get together and change the system then? If the whole thing is about men and women are just why did the men leave this system intact? Because it seemed like that'd be the first thing that men change, since men run everything, right?
One of the things that I always remember, I took a law class. I took 2 law classes in college. One business law with Dr. Adam B. Shakur, who was uh, deputy mayor under Coleman Young, and I took another business law, and I took another law class with this white gentleman. And this white man told me something that rang true. He said, if you are a man, you get divorced, and you have kids, and you actually love your kids, he said, you're going to go broke from the divorce. Just plain and simple. He said, there's no way around it. You're going to go broke. If you want to have a relationship with your kids, you're going to go broke. And I remember going through my divorce. Now, I'm not going to say I went broke because I don't want to tell a lie, but the financial implications were very significant when my ex-wife decided to leave. So much so, and I will always, the mothers of my children, I will never dog them on this show. I will never speak bad about them on Shop Talk because this is my platform and they don't have a platform to shit on me with. So, in all fairness, I try never to shit on them here. But the financial implication was so significant that when my ex-wife left, she assisted me out of the kindness of her heart. She said, I'm going to help you out with the bills for the next 3 months until you able to kind of like get on your feet. Because she knew how significant the financial implication was with child support and her leaving. And not to say that we was going 50-50 on the bills, because I was, supporting the majority of the household, but she did contribute. But man, after child support and losing what she was bringing in, nigga, shit was getting cut off left and right around this bitch. It was detrimental to a nigga.
It ain't right. It ain't right for regular people. And when y'all got millions of dollars to split up, I'm not saying it's right that time either, but like for regular average people, fam, you can't afford, like, it's hard to live, my nigga. It's hard to live. And somebody say, I'm gonna take an extra half of your money away from you. Huh? That's why we need to figure out how to work this shit the fuck out. You can't leave. That's why the marriage shit's supposed to be forever. Cause like you can't split a business and then both businesses, like rarely when you split a business, both businesses survive and thrive.
My nigga, I lose a third of my income before I even see my check. Every time I get paid, child support literally takes a third of my income. And I still got my regular bills, still got house, lights, groceries, and the kids still need shit. Even though I could be like, fuck that, I pay child support. I know my kids is growing and they need clothes. I can look at their feet. I know they need new shoes and new coats. And I still do because those are my kids, and that's what I feel I should do as a parent. But like, don't none of that shit count towards child support.
Man, I damn near think that I don't know, man. I'm not about to go no hypotheticals. That's not my situation right now, so I guess it don't even fucking matter.
Yeah, man, I hope it's never your situation. Right. I hope it's never your situation. Same. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to all my niggas paying child support and love their kids. It's a cruel game. It's a cruel game, but I love my kids so much. I do damn near anything for them, man. Hey, dinosaurs are fake. The world is flat. God is black. And won't no other podcast survive unless me and Jay fucking say so. This is Shop Talk Podcast, bitch. The brand is stronger than it's ever been. 360 episodes, 460 episodes already. Another 460 in front of us, bitch. That's all I got. Dame go wild on everything that mattered. Hey, I got a special announcement. Valentine's Day is next week. We are bringing the gurus back. Come hell or high water, we hitting y'all back next week. If you got a relationship problem, I'm going to post it on Shop Talk Podcast. Tell us what you're going through with your boo. We're going to talk about it and give you the most terrible advice to fuck up your relationship. Hey, if you don't want to buy her nothing for Valentine's Day, nigga, stand firm on that shit. You love her every day. She don't deserve shit on Valentine's Day. It's your man Dame going wild. And I'm going to buy your mama something nice for Valentine's. And tell her to buy the big box of condoms.
This nigga just got finished telling you not to buy something, and then he said, I'm buying something.
For your mama. Tell her to get the big box of condoms.
For
You
your
already
mama.
You already know when you come home early and it's smelling like some other cologne and it's a box of condoms on the floor and all the rubbers is gone. I done been there. All right, I'm it. That's it.
Hey, yo.
Shout out to y'all, man. 460 episodes. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully, Kendrick's gonna have a wonderful performance. We get to see history with three Super Bowls back to back to back and 3 Super Bowl MVPs back to back to back. That'll be amazing. When you see the blue and the black, you know where you at. I'm not saying we the Rockefeller podcast. Rest in peace to Irv, but we are Jay and Dane.
Hell yeah.
Peace.
Ooh.